Hello, freaks. All right, everybody. I am back with a bit of an unexpected movie topic discussion, but I'm gonna be doing this regardless just because I feel like it's important to talk about. So, the movie Shaft, at least the 2019 version, since everyone knows this goes way back. It goes back to classic black movies. I don't have the history with it, but I know that my family does. So they filled me in a little bit, so now I feel like I'm ready to talk about the film now. Basically, if I'm being completely honest, I just wanted to see this film because Samuel L. Jackson was in it and I really liked the guy. But I feel like this movie opened my eyes to some topics that I really wanted to discuss here because I feel like the movie does a not so good job with them. And I know I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for that, but this is just my honest opinion. So let's get started. First thing I wanted to talk about was basically Shaft versus Stereotypes. This movie is, of course, littered with them. It has all the black stereotypes from being homophobic to saying that you're not black unless you treat women like they're objects and try to cuss all the time and be the type of person that never apologizes for anything. But you see, I'm not saying that this movie supports those things or anything, but basically you have the main conflict of the movie, regardless of the external events that are going on. The main conflict seems to be the fact that we have Shaft's son being the type of black kid that is trying to beat the system in a safe way, and then Shaft trying to beat the system with the guns blazing way. And constantly they're having this back and forth dialogue of what makes a man, what it means to be black, how is it okay or not okay to do certain things. And if I'm being completely honest, it kind of got annoying throughout the film because we get it. Shaft is the stereotypical black person that always cusses, that always just wants to get with women and wants to basically just prove that he is the baddest MFer ever. And is there anything wrong with that? I mean, you can live however the heck you want. That's fine by me. Just, I would appreciate it if you don't shoot me. But every time they seem to talk about this and have this back and forth dialogue, it always brings up the differences between them, but it never tries to say anything beyond it. And at the end of the movie, of course, spoilers, we just have the same thing of, well, I guess now that Shaft's son is acting more like Shaft, I guess everything is okay now. And you know what? I think that's kind of lazy writing. I think it's kind of lazy that you just bring up the topics of here's the modern black person versus the old school black person, but basically there's no balance in between. The movie basically just says that you either have to be one or the other. You can't be both. And because of that, it seems very one-sided, and it also kind of throws a lot of character development out the window, in my opinion. The whole problem throughout this movie is that it brings up problems but does nothing to solve them except for with maybe a few one-liners and I'm sorry's at the very end of the movie, but that's it. That's not... People go to see stories because they want to see stories that have characters that go through arcs, not just 180s or basically, I'm this at the beginning of the film and now I'm this. There has to be balance. And if there is no balance, then you might as well just have a character become a different person at the very end of the film. It's just not something that I'm personally a fan of, and I didn't really enjoy the fact that this movie just seems to treat the whole what is being black mean. It treats that question like it doesn't matter, basically, because at the end of the day, white people are going to always be racist, and black people are always going to have to shoot people to get what they want. that's how the movie felt like to me. Maybe I'm missing something. I'd love to hear in the comments if there was something else that people got out of this movie, because I'm kind of lost with it. I'm not trying to say that I hated the movie. If I'm being completely honest, it's a perfectly fun movie that has a few good jokes. It has a lot of personality to it, but it's nothing that's gonna help society in any way. And I like stories that have impact on people. I like stories that have impact on the people who are watching it. And this feels like that this is not the type of movie that you go into and walk out of having learned something. You just wanted to see a story where people get shot up and you get to laugh at people getting shot up. That's just all it is to me. But I mean, that's the kind of thing that I would probably go to YouTube for, not a film. If I'm being completely honest, I don't think that if this is where modern film is going in terms of bringing back classics, then maybe we shouldn't bring back classics if all they're going to basically do is just cause controversy and not try to solve said controversy. I like to go back to things like either Zootopia, movies like that. Yes, it brought up the racism card and basically tried to perform a message about racism, but it did more than just say that, hey, some people are prejudiced, hey, some people are racist, and that's a bad thing. It actually said a message about racism, that message being that life is basically messy and there's never really a clear-cut answer to everything, so we can't treat things like there's a cookie-cutter answer to everything. This movie doesn't seem to have a message per se about about racism and what it means to be black. It basically seems to just treats it like I don't even know how to explain it. I feel like I'm rambling at this point. Second topic I wanted to talk about really was the acting, and I don't know. This movie it felt very much like every actor was trying way too hard except for Samuel L. Jackson. Every actor, every character felt so forced. It felt all the character interactions, they felt very predictable. They felt so lazy, if I'm being completely honest. Like I said, this kind of lazy writing is what I expect from a YouTube short, which is then okay because YouTube is something where a lot of people go to for just stupid stuff. And I fully admit that I like watching stupid stuff every once in a while. But this is not what I want out of a film. This is not what I want out of paying money to go to a theater and sitting through just 2.5 hours of blah, 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 blah. Hey, I'm black, y'all. That's not what I don't know. And also there's the fact that all the central conflict of the whole entire movie revolving around this kind of, I don't know what to call it, a stinking history between Ingordito and Shaft, and that revolving around, there's this mosque that's involved, there's a money heist, there's drugs being delivered in through a stinking veteran society. I didn't care about any of that, and the movie didn't try to make me care about any of that very much. The movie starts out by saying that Shaft's son is trying to find out about how one of his friends got killed, and it was overwritten as an overdose, but there was this lingering feeling of, hey, it probably wasn't an overdose, and this person was probably in some shady stuff. That was what the movie started out being about, and then it just kind of drops it at the end, and there's no justice. It was kind of unsatisfying, if I'm being honest. I mean, I don't want to sound like all I care about is one certain character, because believe me, it's also very bad writing when your whole entire plot revolves around the justice of only one single character and nothing else. That's not what I wanted, but it could have been emphasized a bit better. and the whole relationship between Shaft and his family, it all just felt so two-dimensional. It's like, hey, it's the absent father and the son trying to be like, well, yeah, you weren't there for over half my life, so why should I care about you, and why should I believe that you care about me? And if caring about a person only equates to making sure that person is alive, I mean, people treat that like it's some heroic deed to make sure that this person is always alive and well. But if I have someone that is a family member and the only thing they've ever done for me is kept me out of gunshot, yes, that's a very I would very much appreciate that, but I would also like a stinking relationship as well. I mean, that seems more like I don't want... there's a difference between a family member and a bodyguard. But, I mean, I guess since you took a bullet for me, now I have to say, wow, you're the best person ever. I don't know. People are going to have different opinions about what makes a good family member. But one thing is definitely for sure. This movie treats the family business as if it's something that can be whiffed off just because, hey, black people are always going to be in situations where they're being shot at, so that means that that's all that matters to them. It's kind of insulting, but I mean, like I said, this is just my 2 cents on it. I've not been a part of the Shaft trilogy or whatever the heck it is. I haven't been a part of the legacy. I'm sure other people that are older than me that have seen all the previous Shaft movies and series, whatever, they probably liked this movie a lot better. But in terms of it being a standalone movie, I don't think it's very good. That's basically all I wanted to say about it. I think the main part of this video was more just to say that I think movies should be more than just bringing up a problem. They have to make a statement about the problem. And then also, I think writers need to do a better job of focusing on relationships and actually fleshing them out and not just saying, hey, this person did a bad thing. Now we're gonna have them realize that they did a bad thing and then say sorry and then happily ever after. It has to be a little bit, there's a bit more work involved in it. And I think people would usually like a little more work involved in those kind of relationships. But that's just me. Did you guys enjoy the movie Shaft? What did you guys think about it? What do you think about the stereotypes that were brought up? I want to hear from you guys in the comments. So, signing off, this has been Rock Candy, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and dear Lord in heaven, please, oh please, oh please, oh please, don't go around walking like Shaft does. As cool as Shaft is, I think we can all agree we don't want a world where we all have to just shoot people to get what we want. So, signing off, this is Rock Candy. Bye!